LA Fires of 2025: How a Disaster Can Affect Older Women. What happens when everything you've built, everything you know, is gone in an instant? For many older women in Los Angeles, the 2025 fires forced them to answer that question. The flames spared no one, but the aftermath revealed a harsh truth. Our older population, particularly women, bore a disproportionate share of the burden. Of the lives tragically lost, the identified victims included individuals aged 66, 69, 77, 80 plus, 82, 83, 84, 84, and 95. It's a stark reminder of their vulnerability, and it begs the question, were we truly prepared to protect them? And this isn't just about the LA fires. In the US, the older adult population is booming. In 2020, it was over 55 million, and by 2060, it's projected to reach nearly 95 million. That means we have to start seriously considering the needs of older adults, especially when it comes to disaster preparedness and response. I'm Graceful Mindz. In this video, we are going to highlight the potential challenges faced by older women during and after a disaster. We'll explore the physical, mental, financial, and social impacts so we can learn valuable lessons and make informed decisions for the future. Let's explore those challenges one by one. First, physical challenges. When disaster strikes, the physical challenges are immediate and often overwhelming. But for older women, those challenges can be amplified by age-related factors that many people don't consider. After 50, many women experience some decline in mobility, strength, and balance. It's a natural part of aging. Imagine trying to evacuate quickly with aching joints or a bad back, or navigating a chaotic shelter with a walker. And it's not just mobility. Think about pre-existing health conditions, diabetes, heart disease, needing daily medication or oxygen that can be exacerbated by stress, lack of access to medication, and disrupted routines. Imagine needing daily medication like insulin and suddenly finding yourself without access to a pharmacy or refrigeration. Suddenly, a disaster becomes a life-threatening situation. Even simple things like seeing clearly or hearing warnings can become major obstacles. We also have to consider sensory impairments. Vision and hearing loss, more common as we age, can make it incredibly difficult to navigate a disaster zone, understand instructions, or even be aware of immediate dangers. Imagine trying to evacuate quickly when you can't see clearly or hear warnings. And let's not forget the increased risk of injury. Falls are a major concern for older adults, and a disaster zone with debris, uneven ground, and limited lighting creates a perfect storm for falls. A simple trip or stumble can have far more serious consequences for an older woman with osteoporosis, for example. In the video, LA Fires of 2025: Stories of Affected Older Women, we shared a story about Anita Finnegan, who relies on her wheelchair and needs insulin. Or Valerie Fine with multiple sclerosis, completely dependent on others. These women's stories highlight the stark reality for so many older women during a crisis. That's why, if you're over 50 or caring for someone who is, a personalized emergency plan is crucial. Have a go bag ready, essential medications, assistive devices, copies of important documents. Talk to your doctor about your specific risks and how to minimize them. Let's discuss the next challenge for older women when it comes to a disaster. Number 2, mental health challenges. We often talk about the physical damage of a disaster, but what about the unseen wounds, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety that lingers long after the flames are out? Especially after 50, these mental health challenges can be profound. Imagine losing everything you own, your home, your sense of security, your community, all in a matter of hours. The stress, the fear, the sheer emotional overload, it's immense. And for women over 50 who may already be dealing with life changes, loss, or pre-existing anxieties, the impact can be even more devastating. We're talking about increased risk of PTSD, depression, and prolonged grief. Think about the constant worry about the future, the sleepless nights replaying the events, and the feeling of isolation after being displaced from your home and support network, or the guilt of surviving when others didn't, or even the technical things like trying to navigate insurance claims or find temporary housing can become overwhelming sources of stress and anxiety. And for many, like Sarah James, who was staying at the evacuation center, the nights are the hardest. "I close my eyes and think that I'll go to sleep," she says. "Instead, they pop open in 20 minutes and I'm wide awake." It can take a toll on every aspect of life. You hear these stories and you see it in their eyes, the exhaustion, the fear, but also this incredible resilience. It's a powerful reminder that we need to prioritize the mental health of older women after a disaster, not just their immediate physical needs. Number 3, financial challenges. We've talked about the immediate impact of the fire, but for many older women, the financial fallout is a slow-burning disaster of its own. Imagine you've spent years, maybe decades, building a stable financial life. You might have a home, some savings, a retirement plan. Then, in an instant, it's all gone. For older women, especially those on fixed incomes, this kind of financial devastation can be particularly cruel. They may not have the time or the resources to easily recover. We're talking about the loss of everything, not just the house itself, but all your possessions, important documents, and that sense of financial security you've worked so hard to achieve. It's a difficult time with no resources, no income. It can affect you in every way. Think about the immediate costs: finding temporary housing, replacing essential items, even just buying food. Then there's the long-term struggle, navigating insurance claims, which, let's be honest, can be a nightmare, or figuring out how to rebuild when you've lost your home and maybe even your source of income. And if you were already living on a fixed income, a setback like this can push you into a really precarious situation. Many may have lost their jobs or their small businesses, along with their homes, pushing them into a severe financial crisis. You hear these stories and you realize how quickly everything can change. It's a reminder of how important it is to have a financial safety net and how devastating it is when that net is ripped away. It's crucial to be prepared for such unseen circumstances. So that's why it's so important to know where to turn for help. FEMA, local charities, community organizations. There are resources out there, but navigating them can be overwhelming, so it's vital to seek support. Looking ahead, this whole experience really underscores why things like adequate insurance and an emergency fund are so critical, especially for women who might have faced pay inequity over the years. It's also a good reminder to keep digital copies of all your essential documents. You just never know. 4. Social challenges. The impact of a disaster like the LA fires goes way beyond the physical and financial. It tears at the social fabric of people's lives, and for older women, that can be especially devastating. After 50, we often rely on our routines, our familiar places, the people we see every day. It could be as simple as that morning coffee clatch with neighbors, the weekly card game at the senior center, or even just running into familiar faces at the grocery store. These connections, these routines, they give us a sense of belonging, a feeling of being grounded. When those are suddenly ripped away, when your home is gone, your neighborhood is unrecognizable, and the people you counted on are scattered, it's a profound loss. Many LA fire survivors, especially older women, recall not just the loss of possessions, but the loss of their entire support systems, friends who moved away, community centers that were destroyed, and social groups that got disbanded. Number 5, preparedness and prevention. We can't always prevent a disaster, but we can be better prepared. After the LA fires, it became clear we need to do better for our older adults, especially women living alone. Let's talk about some essential steps. The single most important thing? Have a plan. This means creating a personalized emergency plan that addresses your specific needs. Think about any mobility issues, medications you rely on, and how you'll communicate with loved ones if you're separated. Pack a go bag with essentials, medications, copies of important documents, insurance, ID, medical information, a list of emergency contacts, a flashlight, a whistle, a portable charger for your phone, and some non-perishable food and water. And don't just make the plan, practice it. Know your evacuation routes and have a designated meeting place. If you have pets, make sure they're included in your plan. But preparedness goes beyond individual action. We need to advocate for better community-level support for older adults during disasters. This means things like accessible shelters, transportation assistance, and clear communication systems that reach everyone, including those who might not have access to technology. It means making sure our communities are truly prepared to protect their most vulnerable members. The LA fires were a stark reminder. Disasters can happen anytime, anywhere. But being prepared, having a plan, knowing your resources, and advocating for your community, that can make all the difference. It's time to take action, to be proactive, and to ensure that no one is left behind. To learn more about the older women affected by the LA fires and hear their stories, watch the video on LA Fires of 2025, Stories of Affected Older Women. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.